Hello, hello. Welcome to all of you Bubble Tea League enthusiasts and all of you occasional watchers. I've got a match tonight between XO and PO. Looking at the bottom half of the playoff bracket here. So, winner of this gets to proceed. Loser is knocked out. High stakes game. Best of luck to both of them here. We're heading straight into draft. Already getting rid of some of the strong picks that are pretty prevalent this patch. You know, the Jarvan, the Thresh really running things over recently. And a couple comfort picks taken away. And the Caitlyn and Trundle, not wanting to let Cincy on that extremely safe pick. And taking the Trundle away from Man Puppet. Did pretty well on it last week, I think. Let me send out a Discord ping here before I forget as well. Here. Holy cow. If I could copy the link, here we go. Wow. Send. Hello? Oh my gosh, you're so quiet. Let me turn you up. Hello? Hi, wow, that is much better. Okay, I've got you up at 200 as well. Should be good. Okay. Pigman has already started. There is a link in general if you don't have it. I can invite you to the lobby as well if you'd like to watch through there. Yep. That is the case. Allura Xenia is not able to play this week. So was a really strong player in the last set. I think played Caitlyn both games. Yeah, it was really big in both of them. So unfortunately not going to be here for PO this week, but we'll see if... Yeah, and you know, I mention it probably every cast. Ender Wiggins really good on that Zyra. The roots from nowhere have been super potent in their previous matches. And it's... The Vi is answered here by Maokai. Not seeing too much popularity in the jungle anymore, but you know, it's still a pretty strong pick for setting up zones. I am curious to see if it ends up maybe going top. He just doesn't have the clear power that he did before, right? Yeah, I completely agree there. And maybe they're just prioritizing team comp here over comfort. Walker, of course, comfortable on so many different picks. We'll find out here shortly. Mordekaiser is taken away by XO, so they are thinking it's going to be a Maokai jungle as well. And Annie going to be the last ban away from J-Chung. The Tristana ban hints me, maybe gonna be a Victor here. I was thinking maybe gonna be an ASOL lock. I think we've seen it from PIO in past weeks, but Victor gonna be a nice safe battle mage, control mage here to help out the comp. Yeah, that is the case. Interesting to lock it in blind here. It's looking pretty nasty with their team comp. Some great wombo. There's the Silas. Yeah, and even if they choose to send the Silas jungle, it's fallen a bit out of favor as well, but still a great pick if you're looking to permagank. Oh no.
Probably pop and 100-0, but Silas Victor MF is a solid core of damage while also maintaining a bit hardier of a front line, whereas the only real front line on XO is that Malphite, and if he goes down, their backline's kind of exposed, but...
Thank you, Wired, for shouting that out. I'm sorry, say Daniel, I've absolutely scammed you. The Discord audio was not passing through. Should be good now.
Oh my
I'm
gosh, I was
so
talking
sorry.
just... You know what? You didn't scam me. You wanted to hear my voice all to yourself. All of my amazing commentary, so...
Yes.
We don't know quite yet, Dans, if this is Silas jungle or top. I would wager Walker's going to take it, but whether or not Walker takes it, top or jungle, remains to be seen. I kind of assume with the success they've had on Walker jungle, they'll keep it on him and send it jungle, but to be determined.
Yeah, I think that's probably a safe call as well. Walker very scary if he gets rolling with a couple kills, and Silas is definitely one to abuse early game leads.
I haven't played a few customs and things with him. He definitely gets that man gets some wind in his sails and he can take off. So let's see. Ares is gonna lock in his Malphite. And are we gonna see the Silas or the Maokai? We're gonna see the Silas, so if they play their roles, that is a Popan Silas.
Okay.
And a Walker Maokai.
Yeah, Popanda's been picking these fighter bruisers top anyway, has been showing some crazy lane dominance after the role swap.
Yeah, played his Fiora last week. He would have been playing into Teddy and performed very well on that Fiora, so.
Yeah, played a Cho'Gath as well. I think ended up with 12 kills at the end of the match. So definitely a force to be reckoned with up there. Let's see if Ares of Doom is able to match up with this Malphite. It's a really rough run though, this matchup. I'm just running through draft here on the client. Can pull that up. Oh, just kidding, it's a black screen. Can pull that up. We've got a bit of time to kill. Any favorites based off comp, based off recent performance for this match?
EXO eviscerated us when we played them in the regular season, so I have like a scar from them that makes me scared. But I do think, in their series against THD kind of had the better of them, whereas PO in their series against MBB looked particularly strong. So I think it'll be interesting which team's coming in with more momentum into this match, and I think that's going to be PO. And I think this comp they have on their side is pushing them over the top for me right now. We've got what, 3, 2, 1, and it is Silas top, Maokai jungle locked in.
Yeah, I'm gonna be past that 20-second mark.
Yeah, and Walker and Kevin did not swap in the pick order, so that is decidedly Silas top for Poe Panda. Nishant, it is indeed Walker on Mao. And as the person who I believe has played the most Maokai this season, don't let anybody tell you the tree ain't strong anymore. The tree is still quite a hefty boy if you build him right. And I'm interested to see, because Walker has said in multiple of my Maokai games, I wish I saw him running first strike. So I want to see his first strike Maokai and what it can pull out. Because I was a Phase Rush fan and now an Aftershock full tank fan. But I bet you Walker's going first strike demonic. I don't think he's going to run the Leandries, but I do believe in the tree as well. The tree is a fantastic jungle pick, and I still think is closet OP. Right items, the champ's still like a 53% win rate still.
Interesting.
Yeah. And he's got two very immobile bot laners on EXO to engage on to. The Ashe and the Zyra are going to have to, he presses R, and those two champions literally just have to run away. They can't do anything in response, or Maokai's going to root them up and make them food for Victor and MF.
Yeah, both teams, well, I guess PO can kind of do anything with their comp, right? They've got some decent pick with the Maokai ult and the Silas ult, obviously, taking it with Malphite, or whichever one, really. Both, on the top side, both Malphite and Vi ults are pretty good, but any of them, really, from EXO are good to steal.
Yeah. I think EXO's got to get good picks this game. Every single one of their champions can set up a pick onto PO's comp, but the problem is your only real pick options are this Victor and this Misfortune. And so it's kind of like, luckily you've got a lot of go buttons, whether that's hitting an Ahri Charm or hitting an Ashe Arrow or hitting a Zyra root, all of these things that Vi and the other forms of CC can follow up on. But you've only really got two targets you want to hit. So it's, can they get the vision control established, make these plays, A, and B, can they hit the right targets when they've set up these plays? I think PO's comp is a little easier to execute, but EXO's, if you're getting choked out for vision, they've got so many pick tools to just snag you from the fog of war that they can always start running you over if you can't get that control on the map.
Yeah, definitely going to want to see some early aggression from Vi here, early river dominance, maybe a couple early dragons. But if EXO falls behind in this game, I'm not sure there's anything they can do to kind of clutch their way back in.
We got a question from Nishant. So who kills a fully scaled Malphite on the PO side? I think, knowing Walker, he's probably going to go demonic and first strike, and so he's going to be contributing a decent chunk of damage. Silas, I think, will always win that fight against the Malphite. And Victor's got good, consistent DPS for a mage, and so I think there are some solid damage sources, and given there's always an MF on the other side, Malphite can't just brute force armor into Sylas, Maokai, Victor. He's forced to split his resistances, and I don't think he's actually going to be... If he's smart, he builds full MR and just blows up the MF every fight and then just shrugs off the magic damage, but we shall see.
Okay, and we are in game here, if we'd like to do a bit of time sync up.
Oh, true that.
Nothing too interesting going on here level 1. We've got just standard 5 points across
40,
both
41,
ends.
42, 43.
Okay, are you able to pause for a moment? Like 2 seconds?
1, 2,
49, 50.
51.
Great.
Okay, perfect. So, cute little trading topside. Popanda feeling himself, going on to the Malphite, but nothing all that impactful for the beginning of the lane phase.
Minions have spawned.
Yep, we don't have anything too spicy coming out of the runes either. We've got Comet Malphite, which I think is pretty standard for a lane.
Oh my... Walker made me a liar and went Aftershock. Oh my god.
Oh.
For how much I've heard about this first strike Malphite, he goes Aftershock. Also starting Saplings, interesting choice. I don't know if Saplings is the actual best choice, but I like it for vision and checking and scouting enemy camps. But they know that Man Puppet is starting bot side because of the ward that Popanda got from that early trade on top blue. And so both junglers pathing likely bot to top here. I don't know the information EXO has on Walker on the Maokai start, but
I don't think they got too much. They saw him back off of top river, but that's about it. Maokai Sapling start is the move if you're setting them up early in the bush. If you can stack 3 and proc them individually, it's more damage than Q provides. Oh, a bit of an engage in the bot lane. Pentamaster landing a hook on Cincy. Just gonna accept some poke as he walks out of that one. Maybe not quite what they wanted to be taking here against the Ashe.
Oop, Maokai looking for an early gank bot here. And I think Chase is going to look... Oop, we've got to play top before, though.
Yeah,
Popanda is looking for a solo bolo.
Not gonna get it. Here's Cincy caught out a bit, knocked back by the Maokai Q. Gonna take a bit of extra damage from the sapling on the back end with Ignite. And get away with just using Flash and Ghost here.
So Stum's in favor... Oop. Popanda. Ooh, if that chain connects, that is a dead Malphite.
Not quite yet. Under a lot of siege here though, early from Popanda, definitely abusing the early Sylas pressure in this lane. Not too much Malphite can do to fight back.
1 CS to 9, luckily he's got a large wave to catch, but...
Gonna be looking to smack it under tower. Popanda taking a bit of a cheater recall here. Gonna go maybe for an amp. Probably can't afford the amp tome here, huh? Maybe a corrupting pot or something.
Hook on the MF, but she's just going to walk away. Good damage from Ahri onto this Victor. It's going to be hard for him to stick in lane much longer once they hit level 4, but...
Yeah, tons of action here in this early game. Lots of trading in the lanes. Already seen a gank. Maokai going to get spotted out on the hawk shot here coming up. So we'll have information on that. Maybe
Vi's going to be ahead of the pace in terms of getting to these scuttle crabs because the bottom lane gank Maokai made. Should likely get double scuttle here and then an early recall to start clearing bot to top again. So we'll be ahead of the pace on her way to 6.
Right.
But
Gonna get spotted by the sapling, take a bit of damage, but Decker is there to support the crab. Gonna take that away and bath down to the bottom.
Yep, now walking straight to bot crab. We'll likely recall after that and then start clearing bot to top.
There's another root landing onto Pentamaster. Gonna take some plant damage as well. And Irrigan's posturing aggressively here. Vi's down in the bot lane. Man Puppet charging up the Q. Pentamaster. Oh, the flash connect.
Oh, goodness. And that's a kill.
Okay. Rito
This
Bruto
is...
up top looking to answer something maybe.
As a jungler, nothing feels better than full clearing, going top scuttle, bot scuttle, and then just walking into a gank where you gotta kill bot lane.
Yeah, this is looking
Gotta
like
gank top first.
pretty doomed Malphite here. Does have flash available.
Yeah,
Bruto
despite
gonna
all
push
that.
back the Q.
And
Save
Rito
the
Bruto
W.
saves the root.
Decker actually opting to teleport up to try and save this. First kill's gonna go down to Popanda, but Burrito gonna get caught by the charm and go down.
Yeah, I think a little bit of miscommunication there on who was going to take the kill. If they waited a second or so, finish him off with the last auto, and I think that gave the Ahri time to get the TP off, get in, and hit that charm and finish it off.
Yeah, it seemed like Popanda didn't really want to take it, hoped red buff would take it down, and it just didn't happen. So wasted a bit of extra time, maybe caused the death there.
Yeah.
Burrito now down 20 CS early. A bit rough.
I think if there wasn't a trade top lane, I'd say he's probably fine with the state of this early game, losing out in the CS. He's been looking for plays, getting sums and kills, but that trade kind of neutralizes the advantage I think he's gotten with ganking as heavily. So he's a Maokai though. Always has got good utility, even if he falls a little bit behind, and can set his team up for success. So.
Yeah, he's got the bombies right now, gonna help about a bit with the clear. I'm leaning towards full tank though. I don't suppose he'd go for demonic, delaying the mythic too much.
No, I imagine if you're already going bombies, and you've got aftershock, it's likely just a full tank. You go this and Radiant Virtue. You go Sunfire into Radiant.
A bit sleeper, but probably still
Popanda
strong.
has no chill.
Yeah, Man Puppet up here in the top lane to support it though, or is it even gonna
Poe's got
continue?
no mana to turn this.
Yeah, gonna drop down to Areas of Doom. Another well-timed appearance from Man Puppet to secure another kill in the top lane.
Where he needs to be, exactly when he needs to be.
Okay, lots of damage being traded on J-Chung. Both mid laners looking a bit though.
Yeah, that is an Ahri with red buff who's just slowly whittling you down. Every time you get slowed, you're afraid of the charm that's gonna follow up.
Walker looking at the mid lane here now. Doesn't have the 6 quite yet, but yeah, nothing gonna come of that one.
Despite being level 7, the Ahri is too to stick around and try to fight that one out. Can't use her ulti.
Ego in check today.
I'm sad Tim went those Merc treads. That was his first back after his original recall, and I feel there's definitely a kill onto that Victor if you're running, if not Sork shoes, just any AP. But them's the breaks. Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, corrupting pot auto is not quite enough. Burrito now here in the
Maokai's
bot lane.
here again.
Saved by the pink
Flashes are
ward.
back up from the level 1 play. But his bot lane is not in position to follow up.
Oh, plant
The
saves
plant
from
from
the hook.
Ender Wiggins, but they flashed for it, and that is a dead Zyra.
Yeah, gonna go down to the ignite. Despite
J-Chung
their
is here
best
on the
efforts,
rotate.
unfortunately gonna drop. It's looking like a 4v4 down here now. Oh, 3v4. But everyone's gonna opt to walk away from this one. Maybe blue side dissuading the dragon by showing numbers.
Got flashes blown for the PIO bot lane, flash blown on the Zyra. Maokai still has flash though, so I would like to see Walker return to this bottom lane sometime in the next few minutes, knowing this Zyra is now a bit of a sitting duck. Just drop a Nautilus ult, drop the Maokai ult, and just walk at her.
We saw, they were kind of a sitting duck even with the flash up, right? There's just so much CC with the Maokai knockback and the Nautilus hook. Not even connecting was enough to take
Yeah,
it down
you
through the
connect
flash.
Connected to the plant, yeah, and still.
Man Puppet now opting to start the dragon. We've seen a couple
Yeah, despite all of that.
cheeky solos coming in, but gonna have full bot lane support on this one. Walker's in no position to contest.
Yeah. I want to go back and see what PIO did after that kill onto the Zyra. I didn't feel like they were too low, but maybe it was just with some key spells down, they weren't ready to contest the full health members of XO that getting a kill, but then the other team ends up with the dragon. Feels kind of bad.
A bit,
Oh,
okay,
goodness.
solo bolo.
Oh, Panda.
Big Malphite
Not how that
clap.
matchup's supposed to look.
Yeah, a bit of a jump on with the ult. Rita Bruto now here to try and trade something back. Q going to knock the Malphite just out of tower range, unfortunately. He's gonna walk away for free on that one. No flash blown. Now looking for a bit of a bush camp on the flash and Zyra. Gonna be a Hex flash in, hook connects, an MF ult coming down. Gonna be a full bullet time onto the Zyra. Going down for that one. Disengage ult from the Nautilus.
Yeah.
Maybe just a bit spooked there. Seemed a bit unnecessary, but not having too much knowledge as to where the Vi was. This may be an okay play.
And the Ashe was playing up, and I think if they're planning on recalling anyway, Nautilus ult will be back up before they necessarily need it, so it's just safety. But I agree, the Ashe was probably backing off after that trade onto the Nautilus, and it was unnecessary.
Yeah, maybe could have gone for more even. You know, MF didn't have any cooldowns remaining, but maybe just some autos, trade some damage back. No harm in getting away with the one kill though.
Ooh, we got some alt chatting, baby. Where's Dan's when you need him to write him up? Slam him with the book. I ain't that kind of ref. I'll let the as long as it's not toxic, I'll let it stand. Oop.
Okay.
Good gank mid. The charm is down, so they're gonna have to do this through the tower, and that does not work out for EXO.
Yeah.
Huge, what's the spell?
Yeah, great gravity field from Jae-Chung to stun them both up under tower.
Okay. That's the one.
Trying to follow up a bit with the ult. Unfortunately, Decker's getting the heck out of there. Still has flash available. But not quite able to secure the kill on Jae-Chung. It was good flash to avoid the Vi Q and the Ari charm. Unfortunately, the CC would have been stacked. He gets away with a kill on that one.
I feel that's getting a little antsy. It's not obviously the easiest in the heat of the moment, and it happens to the best of us. But when you've got CC like Vi's, that's guaranteed to lock somebody down. And we saw Manpublic commit for the Vi ult there. You hold the charm until the Vi ult connects to guarantee that follow-up CC. And oop, Panda's trading under tower.
Oh,
Ares of Doom has had enough of this man. Solo killed him once and is like, let me farm my minions into the tower, please.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
It was lucky
Ares
enough.
of Doom is saying, counter me if you want, I will still kill you under my tower.
Now 3-1 with a bounty on this Malphite. The Negatron cloak going for Force of Nature right away.
Yeah.
Not playing any games in this top lane. Panda lucky enough to escape without taking turret shots after the Malphite initial ult, but then going back in, showing absolutely no respect. Jae-Chung now on the back foot, Rita Burrito here to support.
I think this is going to be a dead Vi. I don't think. Oh, yes. I am incorrect in my assumption.
Absolutely. Rita Burrito now looking like he's next up. Decker gonna follow up with the ult, and kill goes over to Cincy.
Goodness, man, still got 2 charges on that ulti.
Yeah, refresh on kill now. Or I think on just takedown. Cincy with the Ghost Ashe, really not gonna let anyone run away from him here.
No.
Oh, Root connects, all coming down, stacked. Oh, okay.
Flash and
flash
cleanse
there.
blown there.
Yeah, cleanse a bit unnecessary. Maybe thought it was gonna get tagged by the Ashe ult after flashing up. But
I don't even think that was an Ender Wiggins death brush. I think he was standing in plain sight and it was just the MF playing a little bit too far up.
Yeah, it looked like that was just the tip of the root that connected there.
I like to see that out of EXO's bottom lane. You know, the second that root connects and Ender Wiggins is dropping ulti, since he blows the Ashe arrow and they're just stacking that CC because they are on top of it.
Yeah, just a full commit. Captain OG lucky to have gotten away from that one. Very quick reaction on the flash. Not gonna get knocked up. See man puppet now clearing out some Dupe Vision here. Gonna be looking for this next dragon here in a couple seconds. Both teleports are up for the top laners, both unleashed. We are now at 14:30 in the game.
Oop, they see the MF who is now sumless and she does not get rooted and walks away.
Yeah,
We've got a dragon fight coming up, but oop.
Oh, onto
they see the
Manpup
Vi
at
and
the
they
start.
want this.
Rita Burrito now getting caught up by the... Oh, by the charm.
Hook misses,
Forced
but
ult out.
that's That is Maokai and Victor ult down. And Ari ult's about to be down, but it looks like EXO are giving it up. They say, we blew some important things. We're not full HP. It's only second dragon. We can hand it over. Or maybe I am wrong.
Maybe
They're
not.
contesting. Making liars out of me.
There's
Big
a big
ult out of
Zyra
Ender
coming down.
Wiggins, knocking up the front line, while the back line is completely exposed. Huge arrow connecting onto the Jaechung. Viol follows up to secure the kill, and that is a dead PO. 4 for 0. And you know what? Ares of Doom's going to make it a full ace. He's like, you know what, team? I'm going to contribute and do my part. He's that meme. I'm doing my part. Doesn't quite finish off the Silas. Oh, no. Don't tell me I jinxed the man. Don't tell me I jinxed him. I didn't jinx him. He's going to...
Thunderclap.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
not quite enough.
Damn it. I jinxed him. He's done.
Oh, man.
Didn't have enough juice to finish off the Silas.
Yeah, great team fight from XO there on the Dragon, though. Losing just one member, and it's Ares of Doom on the top side. Completely separated from the play.
I liked the angle that EXO opened up. They, the Zyra ulti went down kind of in the mouth of the pit. That knocks up the Nautilus and the Maokai, while the backline for PO tries to run up their river ramp back towards their blue. And this just gave both an arrow for Cincy, as well as a charm for Ari. They could just immediately hit the backline with their CC skills and just blow up that backline. And once they're down, there's no damage to finish off the rest of EXO. So I think that was really well set up. It's kind of splitting the front and the back line from each other.
Yeah, for sure. Typically, taking a pincer approach into tankier members is a bit scary, but they've executed it really well. Decker landing a cheeky charm onto the MF kind of secured that one, I think. Didn't get the opportunity to use ult.
Yep. Agreed with that. So in this downtime we have, I'm going to address a question that Anne-Marie posted in chat, because I think people are dying to hear the answer, and I've been thinking about it for a while now. Do Ashe and Zyra kiss when they have a moment alone in the bottom lane? I would argue no. I would argue Zyra, it's like a forbidden love. She doesn't want to freeze her plants, but we've got a fight real quick, and Ares is ulting out, so back to my Zyra, Ashe fanfic. No, they don't kiss. It's forbidden love.
Okay, we've got 3 members of XO here now in the top lane. Underwig going to drop the ult and knock up Silas, stacked on top of the Viol. Popanda looking awfully
low. Does he have a W? He does not, but the Maokai root under the tower. This could be a dead Mal fight, but even then, this is going to be a dead Victor in response. 3 for 1 to the side of PO.
Yeah, and just barely a 3 for 1 as well. Ares of Doom taking to some dot, I think maybe the Maokai sapling. Almost got out of that one. Yeah. XO now up 6k gold. Oh my goodness. 6k and 2 dragons at 18 minutes. It's looking a bit doomered here. Not doomered,
like we were
that's
saying.
a very strong word.
Yeah, it can still turn. You've got Silas, Maokai, Nautilus. You've got some good setup, but like we talked about in Champ Select, I think if EXO can get on the gas, get vision control, and kind of get map dominance, they can set up some of these picks onto the squishier members of EXO that keep getting their sums blown.
Yeah, definitely can't get complacent in this one. Gonna need to keep setting up vision around the objectives when they want to show up to them. EXO, that is.
Yeah. Hopefully Maokai with some of the saplings can start setting up around objectives and get there 15-20 seconds sooner. Toss out some of the saplings, cut off some of the chokes, give them some of that vision they need to properly scout out where some of these spells could be coming from in the Fog of War.
Yeah. The last dragon fight, what I think may have gone wrong, PO was looking for a pick early before the objective and blew a lot of their key spells. So if they can have them up for a full team fight at whatever is up next, it's looking like
this is like a dead Maokai.
Yeah, caught out. Here's a big collapse from 4 in the bot river. He's gonna go down. Decker caught up a bit on the bot side though.
And this, the MF gets caught, blows her cleanse to get out. Can the Ari follow up with enough damage? She absolutely can. And still got 2 ulti charges to spare. And you know what? Ares TP's down here. He's like, you know what? I've been giving Popanda too much of a hard time. Time for me to give somebody else the rock solid. Jaechung is caught out here. They don't know either. And there's the Maokai ult to set up the play.
Yeah, Tim was looking like he was maybe a bit caught on the bot side of the play there, but unfortunately the MF just doesn't have enough damage with only Kraken Slayer right now. Unable to take him down. This 4-kill Ari before the rest of EXO was able to collapse.
I think what's huge here is when I look at the bottom side for EXO and Ender Wiggins on Comfort, and then I think more importantly with Cincy and Decker on champs with a little bit of their own agency. They can set up their own plays and kind of set up their own picks if they want with their charm and the Ashe ulti, and so they've got some of their own agency even when their front line of Vi and Malphite are diving in to make plays for themselves, and it's showing. Like you said on that bot side play, Decker able to dodge out and avoid the damage and then set himself up for the kills. But Drake number 3.
EXO opting to start this one up. They do have the bush set up, lots of established dominance in the river here. Maokai gonna come out. There's a Doom getting rooted up, but it's Decker first
Ari
to
does
go
not
in
get
here.
rooted up.
MFL coming down onto all 5 members, but J-Chung
Yeah, that
dropping
was
first in the
huge
fight.
ult for damage, but the Ari and the Ashe are still largely untouched.
And,
That is a clean ace from the looks of it for EXO.
yeah, that's gonna do it.
Goodbye, sweet Nautilus. And what's sad is I think that was just wallet diff. You saw the Maokai ult come down. You saw a good MF ulti kind of raking over the Malphite and the Zyra and some of the front line for EXO, but they're just so far ahead that even once it's done, Cincy and Decker just say, okay, cool, now we're going to run at you.
Yeah, Cincy on his own has been picking up so many of these towers that he's 3k of the gold difference. The MF just
Goodness,
not
yeah.
able to put out enough
4K.
damage even with the full bullet time. 4k now with
10
that last tower.
Yeah, 10.7 to 6.6. It's a scary Ashe. And that champion can be oppressive when she's ahead.
Opting for the Runins as well, so gonna be putting out a lot of team fight damage.
Casually, Man Puppets having a very strong, 15 KP out of 23. Built a solid lead for himself in the jungle.
Yeah, for sure. The early CS advantage was able to translate into some great early ganks, and it's been taking control of this game as well.
Able to get his core Sunderer and Cleaver online early, so this even Sylas, Maokai, and Nautilus are just not tanky enough to withstand. Between that and Vi's passive armor shred, she will shred through this front line when she runs headfirst into him.
We've got a bit of a lull during this Baron dance.
Cleanse blown.
Yeah, cleanse blown to get out of that Ashe ult. Pentamaster now caught up a bit. Gonna be collapsed
Yep,
on by
the
Decker
Ari
here.
arm.
Charm does connect.
Buffers the Q, but it does not matter. Even with that,
Gives Rita
it's
Brita
caught
enough
out.
time to open up, maybe. Gonna be a quick little W flash over the wall to get out of that one. Decker looking for a bit more here.
I like that he's playing.
And a
He's
bit
feeling
deep.
himself.
Go
Dodges
Panda mode.
backwards. So Panda's now. Thought he had a pick, but maybe he was the pick all along.
EXO's really hungry in this fight. Decker opting to blow the flash as well for an attempt at a charm.
Meanwhile, in bottom lane, the Malphite is just like, hey, team, you don't need me, right? We picked me because, I have this big team fight ultimate to lock everybody up, but you don't need that in this team fight. Oh! Cincy dies the Baron. Well, they still have 3. And Walker's making his way over. The little Malphite, or the little Maokai that could.
Yeah, they
He
don't
doesn't have a blast
ton of
cone. He
Baron
does not have
damage.
flash. He will scout with his saplings. He knows they're there. But I don't know if he has the means of doing anything about it.
Surely EXO peels, right? Just a W onto Man Puppet. I think he has enough combo damage to take him out. Gonna be the damage
Man
onto Ender Wiggins
Secure.
though. Secure over to Man Puppet. Smite comes down. Gonna be a teleport from Ares of Doom as well.
Man
Looking
Puppet
for a
diving a
team fight
little
without
deep,
Ashe
but-
here. Pop Panda able to trade that one back. Got a 1,000 gold shutdown.
Huge shutdown. Burrito goes down, but this is likely Ares trading over another kill. So big shutdown onto the Sylas. And then a nice second kill to give him a little bit more on the top, but still Baron to EXO. But the fight afterwards, a bit sussy.
Yeah, opting to maybe stick around for a bit too long there. I think they might have been able to peel out through the top side. PIO was the first on the collapse to that one. Fortunately for EXO, they're not in too bad of a spot regardless. They, did they get the Baron on the Ashe? Did they spawn in time? Did not spawn in time, so just Baron on
I was
Vi.
gonna say I doubt it. Vi and Zyra got it.
Oh, Zyra has two. I see. Well, just two members, unfortunately losing a couple, but still have a substantial gold lead here.
And they've got Soul spawning in. I don't have my objective terms up. Soul spawning in 50 seconds? 50. So,
Yeah.
they're going to establish vision control, grab this scuttle. They've already got some good blue and yellow wards in the bot side jungle. I'd love to see more pink wards. You've got an objective in 35 seconds, gentlemen. Place your pink wards. Get them down. But we've only got one in inventory on Cincy. I am upset here.
And Decker has just placed one as well, so it was two. But there's the Maokai ult blown, looking to catch out the Zyra and Vi pushed up a bit too far, but not gonna get it. That's a big cooldown blown just before this objective.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see they're probably opting to just seed it here. They are probably too scared to walk in. We saw EXO was able to force their way into the jungle, get their wards down. PIO says none of that. We'll try to get some chip damage on this mid tower.
They're just handing the Mountain Soul. I remember when Nishant asked who was killing this Malphite. Now with Mountain Soul, I am asking the same question. Oh my goodness, the
huge
flash
Malphite
engage,
ult open up.
huge.
Zara coming down, gonna knock out Poke Panda.
Backline is completely untouched. Ooh, but the huge MF ulti, and she just gets annihilated by the Ahri.
Yeah, big ult, but again, just a bit of a wall of diff now. Even
Yeah,
with
man
the
puppets.
collector, unable to secure the Ashe kill.
Chase flash out. Nope, he gets charmed up, taken down.
Gonna
We
be
are
a-
looking at game here.
Yeah, just a lonely victor to try and wave clear. Hold on to this game. Pulling out the
got
shuffle
his-
under towers.
Oh no. Oh no. He's doing his best.
Oh, his best is
But I don't
0
think his
damage. Oh no. Gonna drop the Ares of Doom.
That is game one, and all I'm gonna say is Ares picks the Malphite and says, try and counter me, I dare you.
Even with the Silas that we were so looking forward to in this game, not quite enough to
And to
take
be fair,
care.
I think Pope Panda played that early game pretty well. He was pushing the Malphite in, forcing the Malphite off the CS, not letting him do. He had a chokehold on him, and I think there were a couple of good ganks from Man Puppet that kind of turned the matchup on its head and allowed the Malphite to get enough MR to survive some of the trades, get strong enough that he actually was able to start turning it around. But overall, I think a great game out of EXO. I think they played their comp particularly well. They played team fights exceptionally well, which is what we kind of talked about, how they were going to win the game if it was kind of in an even state going mid to late. But we'll be interested to see how PIO responds after that loss.
Looks like we're gonna get PO blue side this game. So maybe looking to switch up draft stats a little bit. Let me take care of the Gamba real quick as well. Prediction. Oh, someone's already taken care of it. Thank you so much to whoever has done that. Very kind of you.
Goodness. Big bets. Red pick, blue pick, spectator.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yes. The draft links are Trojans. Infect your computer.
Yes.
This was Tim's
Oh,
plan
man.
all along to install crypto mining malware on everybody's computer by posting the draft link incorrectly.
Oh, it's worked. They've done it.
I go to spectate. I can't go to spectate. Hell yeah.
Why is draft from last game showing on stream? Oh, it's not. I have the stream paused.
No, it's not.
Hahaha. Very good. So, what do we want to see out of PO this game to try and dissuade the EXO dominance? I think the Zyra has to be taken off the table.
I think the Zyra was big. I'm trying to think, like, I haven't prepped a draft for EXO in quite some time, so I'm trying to think, like, what would I be banning? I think it's a problem if you're giving Tim over a lot of his mid lane picks. Cincy is obviously very potent on so many bottom lane picks. I just think, like, maybe the Zyra goes down just because it throws Ender Wiggins onto a more secondary, tier champion for him. But by the same token, I think it's just you've got such potent carries in Decker and Cincy that not properly banning them out is a tall order. And I think there are ways to beat out a Zyra. You get things that can dive onto it super easily and pop her before a fight starts. Like when we played against the Zyra of on GB, you run like a Nocturne or something that just doesn't let Zyra play the game. And so rather than necessarily having to ban it out, you pick around champions that can get on top of her and tell you no, you don't get to play the game, you just get one shot.
Yeah.
That's my take.
I think that's probably a good call. The Maokai did provide, to the team comp, without looking at the state of the game, provided great engage for them, great team fighting power, but wasn't quite enough dive, I think, to take care
Agreed.
of it. So maybe something
Agreed.
like the Xin Zhao that we've seen in past weeks from Walker to take care of it. I think that's a good shout.
And I kind of like the Xin Zhao in particular when you have two carries like Decker and Cincy, who both are going to be playing, some sort of ranged mid and obviously an 80 carry. The Xin Zhao allows Walker to pop that ulti and kind of 1v1 somebody with impunity while he's not getting DPS'd down by whether that's any combination of support, bot, and mid from the EXO side. I think something that can help him get isolated fights against these squishy backliners or something that allows him to dive. And I think the Maokai's just too short range. He does have to walk at Zyra, and Zyra just says, here's my plants, here's my root, here's my ultimate, and she has the superior plants, I would argue, in that matchup. So.
Yeah.
Superior to the Maokai, but...
Gonna be
we are
starting up draft here. Yeah, same bans, round 1 coming out here. Gonna be the Jarvan and Caitlyn taken off the table.
I mean, Jarvan is very smart. We were just talking about giving Walker something that can get onto the back line and be obnoxious. Oop, draft is bugged.
Uh-oh.
So I assume PO can't. Don't ban yet. Oh, draft is bugged. Don't ban yet.
Maybe get in a new link here.
Oh, EXO is hovering Teemo. They've heard the plea. They've heard the cry for help. They are. But even just the one pick the one ban we've seen out of EXO being this Jarvan, I'm like, yep, that keeps Walker from diving safely onto the back line. Damn. Spectator. Bug was your team name. Why you gotta do PO like that?
Oh man.
Yeah, good. It's correct now. It's poo. Okay, good. It's corrected. Thank you, Tim, for correcting it this go around.
Panic out of our oceans, I guess. Let's try that again, shall we? Yeah, quick Jarvan and Kate off the table. We'll see if PO tries to shake things up from here.
The Kate is, like I was saying earlier, just don't want to give Cincy something that he can walk over the lane with, but he did that with Ashe, so. I like the Thresh. It's a respect band towards Chase. Not letting him have that comfort, especially with the recent buffs. Trundle. I don't know if Trundle was a ban last game.
Yeah, it sure was.
Fact. Yeah. Man Puppet's great on Trundle, but I feel like the Trundle ban, unless you plan on taking Sejuani, isn't huge, but what do I know?
Yeah, it's going to be Trundle and Wukong bans. Same three across the board for both teams here. PIO actually opted to ban the Sejuani away last draft in round 2. We'll see how first rotation shakes out here. Gonna be looking for the Ashe again. Are we getting the same draft?
Potentially. I mean, they've taken same bands, same sides. Nope, we've got a swap. We've got the Sivir, which I actually think is huge. You could literally run the same comp, and I think Sivir is holistically better than the MF. Spell Shield to avoid some of the pick potential coming in from the XO side. Ult to help the Maokai and the Nautilus and the Victor and everybody zoom in and stay on top of the XO players. I think the Sivir pick is huge. And we're seeing the Xin Zhao. What did we talk about? And we are not seeing the Xin Zhao, but he is locked in.
New invisible Xin Zhao skin.
He's just got permanent Nocturne ulti around him, so you just can't. If you get within his ult range, you're blinded. It's like a walking grave smokescreen.
That is perhaps the worst suggestion I've ever heard.
Oh yeah, no, grave smokescreen is perhaps the worst ability in the entire game, but XO saying, "Don't fix what ain't broke." Ashe Zyra, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean they're major comfort picks for both of them as well. So if they're allowed to draft them, by all means.
Aside from Cincy dying to Baron,
Yeah.
I don't think he died last game at all. So, and that's a tall order on an Ashe, man. Not just to not die. How immobile that champ is. Good lord. Oh god, but that means we're gonna get asked more about the Ashe Zyra lane and what they do in their free time.
They get drafted by XO. What else
True,
would
they
do?
get summoned onto Summoner's Rift by summoners because that's the lore that I live by, even if it's changed.
Gonna be a Mordekaiser lock here. Do we think it's gonna be jungle or top?
I think that's Man Puppet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long Man Puppet has been playing the Mordekaiser, but I specifically remember I think it was XO versus THD. I think Caribou pulled out Mord and kind of smacked the hell out of Man Puppet. And ever since that game, I've seen Man Puppet lock in Mordekaiser like 3 or 4 times and just like roll people with it. So I'm not sure if it was a hidden secret Caribou tech that he learned by getting beaten by it, but I'm excited to see it. I think this is 100% a Man Puppet Mordekaiser.
Good. Sounds like PO doesn't care if it is or not. Gonna be locking in an Ornn. Nice safe lane up there. Don't know how the independent matchup goes, but don't think Ornn really has any matchups that are unplayable.
You know what would be ego here is if X Coach just throws down to Silas and says, you know what? We're taking it this time. It's not amazing into Ornn early game, but definitely begins to outscale the Ornn and obviously makes good use of his ulti. But sadly, I don't think that is an Ares of Doom pick. I don't think he is gonna take that. He's gonna play what the team wants, and I think the Ornn is an interesting takeaway, but they might just handshake like Ornn Malphite now.
Yeah, it is still on the table. Looks like exact same bans coming out of PO here. Gonna actually be taking that Malphite away.
Yep, there's Malphite. I think leaving the Sejuani up is... I think it's interesting that it banning Trundle and leaving Sedge up, but who am I to judge?
Well, if it is that Mordekaiser locked in for jungle, then it's not too
Yeah,
big of an issue. Though I think
You're
Ares of Doom has locked it in top before, the Sejuani.
True.
So maybe PO knows something about that matchup. Or in Sejuani.
Wired is saying that Mord is a good Ornn counter, and I holistically agree. And it very well could be a flex between jungle top right now. I just don't think I've seen Ares play it as much as I've seen Man Puppet play it, which is why I'm edging towards it going in the jungle. But Melio, are we going to get the first Melio pick?
It is
in
locked
BTL? It is locked. Oh, I'm watching the stream. That's why I'm delayed. I'm a dingus. I'm sorry. I'm watching the stream rather than the draft, lol.
Happens to the best of us. Here's that Sejuani.
Yep.
We're gonna get it locked. Offers same kind of team fighting power, a bit more pick oriented than the Malphite even.
Yeah. More single target, I'd argue, than the Malphite, but still potent when combined with Zyra and Ash pick. You get hit by one of those CC, you're sure to get hit by the Freljordian women have great CC spells to lock you down should the Zyra root you in place. So
Yeah. I think that Sejuani ult was changed from AoE in season 5 or something, and
yeah,
I still don't really know what the new ult does 6 years later. Or oh my
oh
gosh.
my goodness, are we seeing a? Oh my gosh, Tim is throwing down a Zed pick.
Zed blind even. Anivia is
Yeah,
banned, but what are we gonna see in response?
he's like, Jay Chung, what are you gonna do about this? How are you gonna stop me? This is a gauntlet throw if I have seen one.
It's gonna be Vex. Maybe?
I like the Vex here.
Oh, gonna be Victor again.
Okay.
Mm,
Bit of safety.
Yeah, a bit safer than the Vex.
Drop gravity well on yourself when the Zed comes in and dissuades him from standing next to you, hitting all of his spells. But if the Zed gets big enough, he can just R1 tap you before the gravity well would stun him, and then take his ulti shadow right back out. But we are already into the into client draft.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go make myself a drink really quick.
Best of luck.
Yeah, before we hop into game, but I will be back in like 2 minutes.
I'll put on my best performance job to keep the masses entertained in the meanwhile. Ah. Do you guys think I can do impressions for all the champions that get banned and picked here? Can you guys even hear them? While client is not passing through audio. That's cool. Why? Oh, plan one, ruined. Unlucky. Looking at drafts here, though. I kind of really like PIO's draft a lot. The Zed's gonna be a bit spooky, as Sataniel mentioned, if he gets a bit of kills in the early game. Yeah. But if that doesn't happen, I think PO outscales? Question mark. Ornn's kind of nuts. Sivir late game. Milio's also going to be super annoying for EXO trying to walk in on them. While they do have great pick potential. Sejuani getting knocked back. Mordekaiser getting knocked back with no real way to get into the fight afterwards. Gonna be a bit tricky. Super safe bot lane though. With Sivir spell shield and the Milio ult. Gonna help them stay safe from the pick potential. The cringe value betters are showing themselves in chat. Oh.
There we go. Perfect. Swapped over to the client.
Hello. Gemba is up, by the way, for those in chat, if you've missed out on it. It's closing pretty soon here, so make sure to get your boba bucks in.
Oh my goodness, y'all have got 40 seconds.
40 seconds.
Top 2.
Oh god.
Oh god, whose comp do I like better here? And do I think PIO can respond after that defeat? That's tough.
That is a good point. Can they bounce back? Is mental strong?
Oh my gosh, we've got so many points on PIO. I'm gonna take this and run to the bank with it.
Another
What are
cringe
my
value better.
points? Not cringe value betting. Oh my god, am I not going to get it in time? Am I not going to get it in time? I'm not going to get it in time. Oh my god, I'm so trolled. That value's so good. My league client, somebody had messaged me, so my taskbar was up, and so I couldn't hit the like vote with custom amount button, and I couldn't do it in time. I'm so trolled.
Oh,
The value, dude, 6%, 50k points on PO, 3,000 points on XO. That is the value of a lifetime. I was gonna dump all 15,000 of my points on XO. Damn, my caster bias is showing.
ew. Oh, scammed once again. I changed the duration from last time, so sorry. I've scammed everyone out of 5 minutes, but it was pretty spot on with draft ending here. So
Yeah. So for those of you who put your points on PO, congratulations, you are 97% of the points. So even if PO wins, you get the moral victory. You know you voted for them and they won, despite the fact that you're not really getting any points.
I mean,
You get that.
it's 42069 from Po3 Panda themselves. So
Mm,
got the
that is
confidence,
very fair.
mental strong.
Yes. So how are you looking at, or how are you liking PO's draft now that we discussed? Okay, what do they need to do to turn this around in game two? How are you feeling about the draft they've put together? Given a lot of what EXO locked in is kind of the same as what they had last go around.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think they've got the tools that they need to catch out the Zyra Ashe, bit of an immobile bot lane, with that Xin Zhao with the Ornn ult. And they've got a bit more range on their engage this time. And I think that's going to be very important. They've got a super safe bot lane that's going to scale really hard. Milio late game is kind of nuts with the
Yep.
CC cleanse and the healing coming out. Range extendo on Sivir boomerangs, or Ricochet, I guess, is going to be hurting a lot, I think, once that infedge, maybe 3rd item, 4th item are completed. So looking for late game definitely on the PO side. Let's see if they're able to get there.
I'm generally in almost complete agreement there. I think PO has drafted a very easy to execute comp. Like it's pretty box standard. I think the Melio is the only thing that you might be like, ooh, wonky and crazy because it's new. But you look at the 4 champions he's paired with, and it's just a very, very easy to execute composition. Very straightforward. As you mentioned, the engage, it's the longer range and it's easier to set up. And I think this is going to come down to, can XO with this flashier Zed, Mordekaiser craziness, can they outhands PO here?
We'll see if they are able to. Gonna be hopping into game right away here. Let's see if I can get that pulled up without any struggle again.
We are.
Yes, huge. Things are going so smoothly today. Bit of a reminder for those watching at home. Control-Shift-Z for a quick zoom out on your spectate client makes the experience much more enjoyable. Let's
I'm going way
zoom
far
ahead
out
here.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I'm at 36, 37,
Spawn.
38.
Where is my timer? I'm at 42,
Great.
43, 44. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're getting a ward placed by the Xin Zhao that is immediately getting swept out by mid jungle from XO. So no knowledge of starting positions for either. They place another ward to stop an invade.
Minions
You zooming in on the Zed. Oh my gosh. Tim's running the pink Shockblade Zed. I feel like that's the like Zed skin chroma combo that if they're running this, they're like they mean business on Zed. This is the like 2 million mastery Zed. They're not your 20,000 point I bought Project Zed because it looked cool or Galaxy Slayer Zed. This is the I've played this shit since season 3 and I will run you over with it skin combo.
We can see Jae-Chung really respecting the skin choice as well, opting for a corrupting potion start with the stopwatch as well.
This is the I played Zed back when you bought Bork first on him. Skin combo. I don't think we're going to see as much exciting content in the top lane this game. Sadly. These two were at each other's throats. We got an early gank from the Xin Zhao onto the level 1 Zed, but
yeah,
we're going to get the knock up, but I don't think they get any sums.
No, lots
Zed
of
is
damage
now
though.
chunked. Yeah.
J-Chung gonna be having a field day in this ranged melee matchup here. Man Puppet though, spotting at Rita Burrito.
Man Papa wants this. He's like, you do not beat me.
Yeah, it's a lot
Forces
of
the
damage.
flash out of the Xin.
Ooh.
I've said no action top lane, and Ares of Doom and Poe Panda are determined to make me a liar. They will smack each other so long as they are both in the lane together.
Yeah, gotta trade these grasp procs, you know? Scale. Handshake in those a little bit.
I'm sad Ares didn't go the teleport ignite Sejuani, but I ain't a top laner. I don't know how these matchups work.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's too much kill pressure onto the Ornn, but, you know, I would have respected it. You see, Man Puppet's once again off to a bit of an early CS advantage. Rita Burrito didn't get too much off of his mid gank level 2.
In fact, I'd wager he baited himself because he got that early chunk onto Zed and thought I'm safe to invade because my mid laner's got the push and health advantage, and ends up getting smacked by Mordekaiser, taking a club to the head.
Yeah, with that sweeper start, didn't have a ward to put in that raptor bush. Looking for
Pentamasta on a flank with Walker coming down. They know Walker's there. They know he's on the scuttle, but
they don't know.
Emilio is very sneaky right now. But unless he lands a pretty clutch ball, oh, they found him.
Yeah, they're gonna respect that Xin Zhao potential.
They found him, he threw his ball at them, and thus the play ended.
Pretty annoying champ to play against. Thoughts?
As a Nocturne and Evelyn player, I will tell you, nothing feels worse than you dive onto somebody and the Emilio just immediately heals them so your executes don't go through. We've got to fight. Ares is not going to take this under the tower, but...
And both repounded just enough mana for that knockout. Gonna trade a bit of damage back. I see Walker looking for something in the mid lane as well. If my directed camera would perhaps let us look at that. Here it comes.
I believe the Zed still has Shadow, ooh, but it's a short Shadow. Still gets out, still doesn't blow a sum, but a lot of pressure applied to this Zed.
Yeah,
Down almost 10 CS, but he is catching a large wave now as J-Chunk takes an early recall.
Gonna be able to close this back up a little bit. I don't think Zed has enough pushing power to get this under before J-Chung teleports back. Certainly not with the teleport, actually.
I don't think his Shadow's back up yet. It's probably just now coming up from that gank. It's some crazy 20+ second cooldown early, so with the Shadow I think he could push fast enough, but not with
J-Chung gonna recognize that, save the teleport, walk back to lane.
So Poe Panda got a good recall off at some point, and Ares is now stuck under his tower because he doesn't want to lose this wave, but not in a healthy position. Luckily, it doesn't look like Walker's coming over to dive the Sejuani. He's taken his recall, and Ares should be able to take his back here. And nope. We farming, boys. Farming simulator. Can't let Poe Panda take the CS lead back. He must establish dominance. Bit of a quiet early game, but EXO with farm leads and top and jungle have managed to eke out a 500, 600 gold lead.
Yep. Early deep pink ward there, placed by J-Chung. Maybe going to be looking for a sneaky dragon with Walker on the bot side here. And Puppet backing down there as well, though.
Ares needs to shove this wave out. He's going to get run over by the Ornn here.
Yeah.
Poe Panda
okay. With a flash
is
clap.
like, hey, remember the early game last game? We're back to that now.
Blows the ult. Maybe some disrespect or didn't expect the kill to actually go down.
Want to just shove the wave and get a recall off? I can't imagine that's it. He's Ornn. He can just build his own items, but
He's gonna back though. Maybe he wants to walk down for this dragon? Question mark? Without ult? I don't know. Maybe didn't think that the clap would be enough to secure it. I'm going to try and zoom forward a little bit. If you wouldn't mind pausing for like half a second, just a little bit ahead.
At 17, 18, 19.
You're a bit behind now. Oh, gonna be reconnecting onto Milio. Ignite coming down as well to just cut some of the healing here. Not gonna be enough damage to kill, since, you know, catching the brunt of the damage from Sivir ricochets. Another root goes just wide. It's gonna be it for the play. We got 39.
Ash Zyra
40.
are oppressive. Get hit by a slow and then a root, and Tim is sniffing a kill right now. He's feeling it. Jae-Chung knows though. He knows he's at lethal and has to recall, which gives XO the first dragon. So once again off to an early Drake lead.
Good heads up on Decker to really force that in the mid lane. Jae-Chung does have teleport to get back, but not gonna be nearly quick enough to rotate over for that dragon. It's Infernal first going over to XO.
God, I feel like this is the most I've ever watched top lane in a BTL game. These two are just smacking each other consistently.
Yeah, so much action.
Ooh, Walker is going, looking at that serrated Dirk. I assume that's going into an Eclipse Xin Zhao. He is looking to pop people, and particularly I assume this bottom lane, one tap, Ash for Zyra.
Yeah, lots of squishies available for those into target. Hopefully not going to get pulled into the Death Realm though. I'm not sure.
It's gonna be close. Oh, huge ult out of Ares of Doom means he doesn't have to blow Death Realm for this. They just get to beat the crap out of him, and then he might ulti Po Panda. He's doing it the Ornn versus Mordekaiser from the Death Realm. It looks like Mord is just clapping him with his hammer, smacking him on the head. Bonk! Dead Po Panda, 3 kills to XO. Huge fight in the top river, and looks like Man Puppet's like, this Herald is mine.
Xin Zhao, not quite enough to save him on that one.
No.
Renault coming out a bit late as well, unable to save the fight. And XO just a bit quicker on the rotation there, able to secure some kills. Nice.
I feel that is a hard trio to fight into. Mord, Sejuani, Zed, like that's good damage out of everybody, some good beefiness. Okay, we're dueling in the pit. Goes to Man Puppet, who I think still wins this fight, even though he's low HP.
Yeah, Rita Burrito not gonna want it.
Yeah.
Decker
oh
now.
My goodness.
Oh. That's a lot of Zed damage.
Yeah.
Man Puppet, good bait there to maybe entice Rita Burrito to come back into the pit.
Yeah, wanted Burrito to defend the Eye of the Herald and be like, oh no, I can't pick it up. And then Zed said, yes, I'll come pick it up. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Unlucky,
And plates.
Go for it.
I was going to say, plates going down bottom side. This continual poke and wave clear out of the Ash Zyra. They constantly have pressure in this lane, even through Sivir ricochets. Emilio does not provide a lot of assistance in clearing waves, so consistent poke, consistent damage. And I think Decker, with ulti coming back up in the next 5 or 10 seconds, is going to be looking for a dive on this bottom lane.
Yeah, they do have a pink ward in their tower bush there, so it's going to get spotted
Jae-Chung is
out.
rotating, but these are very low members who are just going to get chunked out pretty quick.
Hawkshot coming out. They know the Victor Zinzar is there. Decker actually going to go under the tower.
I
Ender
think
Wiggins
Decker is
knock up.
gonna-
Actually
Yeah.
going to tag the Sivir. Allows Zed to secure that one and takes a shadow back. Jae-Chung absolutely baited. They get away for free on that one. Absolute bandits, XO in the bot lane.
Oh my goodness, I missed the Zed getting out. I was watching the mini map and just like completely missed where he went. I thought he was kind of isolated and out, but we're fighting top lane. Po Panda hits the hammer at the right time this time, and he claps the Sejuani with the hammer, bringing it down.
Oh, a shutdown as well.
Yeah, his hammer might not be as big as Mord's, but he can slam it on people's heads all the same.
Pretty close fight, all things considered. Ornn known to be one of these lane bullies, but Sejuani not quite able to trade
Ornn,
back.
the late game scaling, provides improved mythics, also lane bully. This champion is crazy, if you ask me. And that's not to dissuade or take away from Panda navigating the matchup quite well.
Just constant combat up there. So
yeah, taking
gonna be
advantage
fun
of his
to
brittle
watch.
procs and saying, hey Ares, you can have your main favorite pick top lane. I'll just lock in the Ornn and slam ya.
Looking for something cheeky bot lane. Sweeper hopefully gonna spot them out here. Emilio
Good
Q
slow
connects.
by-
Rita Burrito onto Andy Wiggins now. Gonna be going down
Executes
pretty
the
quick.
ulti.
Man
Oh
Puppet
dear,
here now.
Cincy's gonna
popping the
slow,
ghost.
and I think Man Puppet wants to chase.
Ashot coming out, flashed away by Riot Captain OG. E gonna miss, Q gonna miss. That's it.
Managed to get everybody out.
Yeah, good play by PIO. Get a bit of gold traded back here. 1 kill onto their Sivir. I hope this wave clear out a bit. Maybe relieve some of that pressure in the bot lane. Can see the vision set up as well. There were 3 control wards along
Decker
bot
is looking to
side.
dive. This man's got his Prowler's Claw. He is itching for it, but with the TP coming in from Panda, or nope, that is a J-Chunk TP that is dissuading the dive at the cost of J-Chunk's TP.
Dragon is up now though, so they're gonna have members strong down here to start fighting for that one if they so choose.
XO taking it in the face of PO. PO knows they're on it, but XO says, hey, fight us. Ooh, this Zyra ulti and this choke point is huge.
There is not gonna knock up anyone. Rita Burrito now onto the Zara, gonna drop the Ashe follow up here. I'm not sure who's in the death realm with Mordekaiser. It's
It is the
looking
Victor.
like Jaechung, yep. Not able to provide anything more to
Goodness.
the fight. That's gonna be
Ender
it.
Wiggins is like, I will trade my life, but I'm going to drop the ulti of a lifetime on all 4 members in that choke point. Absolutely setting up that play for the rest of his DPS to clean it up.
Yeah, splitting the fight between the front and back line. The Sivir and I think Victor just got forced straight out to the back line, unable to provide anything. And,
Yeah, but the Victor got Death Realm pretty early, which meant that, yeah, the Ashe and the Zed just kind of got to run at Melio and Sivir, and Melio and Sivir don't have enough DPS to burn through Ashe Zed, so I think isolating one of the DPS in the Death Realm was a really good call for making sure that the 2 squishies who are remaining on the XO side can clean up the rest of the fight.
It's going to be a Dragon as a prize for that one, along with a sizable sum of gold. Now up 5k at 15 minutes. Oh,
Arrow
Ashel
goes
just going
wide,
wide on the
yeah.
Melia. Could see Decker rotating down, trying to look for that.
That would be an absolute vibe killer if that had connected, and then the Zed just ultis onto you and kills you. But Panda is maybe paying for his insolence. Man Puppet has said, you have been bullying my top laner, I'm here.
Shoved up a bit far, but good WCC immune to get out of the Mordekaiser pull. Rita Burrito there for the support, but not going to be needed. Gets out of that one scot-free. Did blow up the flash, actually. Kind of free.
Oh my goodness, Tim, don't do it to him. Tim, what are you doing to him? No, you're
Lots
trading
of
your life
damage.
for it.
Yeah, but he is caught out by 3 members here, looking for the solo
That's
bolo.
400 gold to Sivir.
Yeah,
So who you want it on?
exactly who PO wants this to be going on to, helping that Sivir scale into the late game. First item is complete, so still a bit behind on the gold against Ashe, about 1,000 gold down, but hoping to get that infedge completed and attack speed item as well. Gonna really bolster their wave clearing capacities.
That sort of Zed kill affects your mental one of 2 ways. Either PO look at it and go, great, this Zed's at a point where he can just kind of like style and jump on people and kill them, or that's the bolster of, okay, he's going to start ego playing and we can catch him out when he goes for, kills like that and get ourselves back into this, but only time shall tell.
We mentioned last game, if EXO wants to hold on to their lead with this kind of comp that they're running again, They're gonna need to keep playing around their vision and not get too complacent with their gold advantage.
Yep. PIO was looking for a play on mid, but EXO has said, nope, we're already at Herald.
Yeah,
Arrow
5
going
men on
top lane.
side now. Arrow is gonna connect.
I think, yeah, Popanda is just going to dash on out of there. He doesn't quite care. Uses the Unstoppable to stop the freeze. Excellent Ornn mechanics, 10 out of 10. And EXO's deathballing at this group of PO mid who recognize, oh, we're in a collapsible position, and don't get far enough away. Man Puppet is searching.
Yeah, ghosting in on this one. He's not gonna connect on any members, and we get to look at top instead.
Oh my gosh, Melio can just press R and get out of Mord ulti. Holy crap, I would be so tilted.
Yeah, I think that's kind of ridiculous. I know it can cleanse absolutely anything in the game. It's QSS and cleanse combined. I don't like it. Not one bit.
Master of Death and, you know... Oop.
Oh, here's Rita Burrito getting caught up by Decker now. Gonna trade back on the
Yeah, I'm sorry, Walker. This does not look like you're gonna get out of that one alive.
Yeah, got the Ninja Tabai early to try and keep that from happening, but it's not quite enough.
I like it though. The Master of Death, Master of Metal, however you wish to refer to Mordekaiser, takes you into the realm of death versus small child whistling. Small child whistling wins.
Gets to jump very high out of the death realm. Can't cleanse Bardold. Thank you for the insight, Bananas. Very cool. We've got another Rift Herald on Man Puppet right now. That's both of them secured in EXO's favor. Gonna be maybe looking at cracking a tier 2 somewhere.
Yeah. Part of me is like this mid tower is so low, you could easily just crack it mid and take tower. It's probably the easiest but also least valuable option, but clearing mid is typically a priority, so... Oh, it gets summoned to bot. I imagine it was running out of time, but it is bot and likely just going to get caught by this Victor.
Yeah,
Shelly does not care. Shelly says, Victor, you can hit my butt all you want. I am crashing your tower. And because of this, it distracts PO, and EXO get a dragon for free. So Shelly gets a charge and distracts them for enough time.
Yeah, I'm not sure PO want to walk into River here anyway. They don't have tremendous vision setup. Ender Wigan's going to be caught out first here, dropping the ult. Rita Burrito trades his.
Ooh.
Here comes the Sejuani ult, going to get cleansed away by the Milio, and the engage knocked away as well. Here's Rita Burrito
dives back in, and the rest of the team is not ready to follow up on that, and goes down.
Yeah, cannot get away from a Ghost Ashe, unfortunately. Going to be forced to go back in there.
I won't say that Chase has had, you know, isn't it Jackie Love is the one with the, not Jackie Love, Captain Jax with the quick QSSs, but he has had some very timely Melio ults to bail people out of things, so that support Mikhail's gameplay shining through with his ultis.
But even so, big advantage on that play, and in the game as a whole, going over to EXO.
Zed's getting baited.
Yeah.
He wants this, but he doesn't realize everybody else is here. I think they revealed themselves a little early, and Tim is going to walk away, but this gives his bottom lane access to this mid-outer tower, which is going to go down promptly.
Yeah. PO has been opting to trade a bit of mid pressure in exchange for these dragons because they're just not strong enough to walk in, but they're not strong enough to get the push either, so they just get forced out by these big catch ults that EXO's drafted.
Another tower goes down topside.
Yeah, just picking up the standing gold now.
Yeah, luckily the gold lead hasn't ballooned too much. I mean, at 14 minutes, 14 and a half. Oop. Ult onto the Melio, who doesn't have ult to protect himself.
Yeah, can't be walking alone on that champion. Far too squishy, no mobility. Gonna get dropped right away.
Talk about the good cleanse, but when it's not up, you can't do it.
Yeah, that's flashed now, down as well. Gonna be super susceptible to this Zed. Just lurking around. It's been all over the map this game.
6, 1, and 4. Got that Prowler's Claw. Begging anybody to step out of line.
Got a bit of a lull here. Not too much on the map. EXO not confident quite yet for the Baron take.
We talked about the early CS lead for Man Puppet, but he's been kind of quiet the last few minutes, but has casually built up this, 50+ CS lead in the jungle. So that's a pretty solid lead for himself. Does he get the blue? He does get the blue.
Yeah.
I think he's going to contest Burrito on this Gromp. He's going to say, I'll fight you.
Yeah, this is a
And he death
4v4.
rums him. Emilio cannot pull him out of that, and he's going to now just run over this fight with the stolen Zen stats. The Ornhorn comes down to try and zone, but Man Puppet does not care. He says, I zone your Victor out.
Yeah, he's way ahead on that fight, and that just shows why this CS differential is manifested in the jungle. Or when you've got
I mean...
EXO so strong, just able to walk on in. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, Jock Show, Demonic, Tabbies, and Eclipse Tabbies, and that Mord is literally open. Popanda, I think, oversteps here. He is an Orn, though, so he's just gonna... Oh my goodness, Cincy says, hi, thank you for the solo. Oh my goodness, Popanda's desperately trying to save his tower, but EXO just does not care. Ares will trade his life valiantly like the tank that he is.
Even still, another huge Zyra ult knocking up 3 members under that tower to trade the kill. Been performing super well on this Zyra in the past couple series.
Yep. Oh goodness, Jae Chung.
Goodbye. Oh, actually dodges out on a couple of his shurikens, but even still, a couple auto attacks are gonna be enough before the W stuns him up.
Yeah, Prowler's Claw to dash onto him for that Zed passive execute auto, and that's enough for the Death Mark to do the rest. Yeah, that last play we were talking about Man Puppet being a bit quiet in this mid game. Walks into your jungle, smites your blue buff, ults you on your Gromp and kills you,
My jungle now. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, exactly. Mord just says, hey, I'm taking your camps and I'm taking your life.
Yeah, and even after, in the face of the 4 remaining members, just ghosts on in. Charges your backline.
Says, that's a cute Orn ult. It would be a shame if I just ran through it. But PIO is saying, you know what, we're fighting this.
Yeah,
we're
need
doing
to
this.
fight this soul.
Popanda is playing bait, but the ult ends up connecting onto the Sivir in the backline, so she's only now getting DPS down, but dying to the Zed.
Yeah, Rita forced to flash ult as well. Gonna get caught up just on the edge of the death realm, likely. Stuck
my
there
gosh.
for a big Mord Q.
Tim, what
He's
are
looking
you?
for more.
God, Jae Chung is standing still. Oh, Jae Chung? Damn, I thought he was gonna.
But here's Popanda to clean it up.
Oh, thank you, Popanda.
It's been quite a bit of time since PIO's traded a kill back. Finally getting a bit of a win on their side, but it is going to come at the cost of the Mountain Soul and Baron on the back of it.
Yeah.
Decker coming up huge again in that fight with the backline focus. Was able to engage on the Sivir after Ashalt came out. Put up a ton of damage and snuck back in just at the end of the Shadow timing.
I'm convinced there's a world where if Man Puppet kidnaps Xin Zhao and kills him, and then comes out of his ulti, he can almost 1v4 the rest of PIO at this point with those bonus stats.
I would not be surprised.
And I mean, he's gonna back here and likely have his rallies, which, dear God.
Sitting on 1700 right now. So
there it is.
Enough. Yeah.
Ooh, Arrow. He's got no cleanse. Is that a dead Melio? He's got flash though. Since he is, oh, yep, there.
Oh, Decker just in position to sneak over the Baron wall and secure that one. It's looking like Pentamaster almost got out with the flash and the Q to knock both Underwiggins and Cincy away.
And
still
good
not
old
enough.
Prowler pop.
Yes.
I feel like I cannot remember the last time I saw Prowler's Claw on a Zed, and Tim is selling this for me. It makes sense, but in terms of lethality as your mythic stats, but most people are like, oh, Zed can get on top of people easily, and he's just like, nope, help secure your final autos. Last ditch attempt, I think, for PIO here. They're fighting a 4v4, but the wallet diff is too strong. So it looks like EXO is just going to mop the floor. Man Puppet is diving 2 under tower while Cincy's just slowly kiting out the Ornn.
Yeah, Sivir stuck up in the Death Realm there. Nowhere to run. Man Puppet securing
Nope.
the kill with a smite from long range of all things.
A valiant attempt, and this Zed still has ulti. This Zed is still looking.
Not gonna go for anything quite yet. Phantomaster getting a bit bold with the taunts though.
He's enjoying whistling at them, reminding them if you ult me, I will just press this button and get out of it. But this Ashe poke is just the last ditch attempt by PIO, trying to defend the remnants of their season, but it looks like EXO is just saying, nope, we are moving on in the lower bracket. PIO, our brothers in arms, we are sorry. But it is time we bid you adieu. Oh, Tim gives him over one more kill just for good measure. EXO's going for some kills, having a little fun here at the end. And the game is done. PIO, thank you for the excellent season. Valiant effort towards the end, role swapping Po Panda and Burrito, but the season has come to an end.
Yeah.
And for EXO, moving on in the lower bracket. Need to check who they're facing because I can't remember.
Deep dive next week?
Oh.
Is that the case?
That I believe. Yep, I think that is their next matchup. Is the old deep dive. Yes, they. So chat / Worm, who are we feeling for interviewing this go around?
I think Ender Wiggins had a stellar performance both games on that Zyra. Super clutch ults, when they were needed.
I cannot contest that. And played very well, low death on a very squishy champion, and managed to keep himself safe while also providing that utility. So I think that is a perfectly acceptable MVP. Do you want me to hop over and pull him in?
Yeah, if you would.
I will go and grab him.
GG's for sure to both teams. It was looking like a miracle run for PIO. They pulled themselves together really well in these playoff games thus far. They were looking super strong last week, but convincing victory by EXO.
Chat, start putting in your questions for Mr. Enderwood while we.
Hello.
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 Congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
Solid 2-0 out of you guys. Both games looked, largely in your control for almost the entire way, front to back. So that was excellent here. And congrats on
I think it was a really clean game. We had like a pretty specific idea going into the games of like what we were going to try and focus on. Obviously, we did Ashe Zyra twice, but I think everyone just executed really well, and we played for objectives.
Are y'all on stream? I can't hear it.
Oh, why not? Hold. I have no idea why.
Stream, can people not hear us?
Tim, do you
Nobody
just have
in
a
chat has said
muted?
anything.
Tim, it's just you. Get out.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
no, it was good that Tim got to come in for a bit because he carried as he always does.
No, I think I like what you said. We were talking about both of your drafts before both game 1 and game 2, and to be honest, it looked like, especially in game 2, PIO had a easier to execute draft, but you guys had these pick comps that if you got ahead and you were able to get vision and contest around objectives before PIO could get there. In game 1 with the Ahri, but with the Ashe and the Zyra and Sejuani, Mouth, like all of these pick and go buttons that if you can get to these objectives early and separate front line and back line because they've drafted these beefy comps, you guys could pop off. And it was great seeing in this game and in the prior one, you guys able to separate the front and the back, and then people like Tim and Cincy able to hit the Ashe arrows or the Ahri charms. And like in this game, you were separating people with these massive Zyra ultis and choke points that were just allowing your back line to properly lay down their, damage with impunity. And that was obviously very impressive to see, given it was a harder to execute comp.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, again, we kind of played to our strengths. We wanted to be a little more aggressive this week. I think sometimes we could, get a little passive and turtle, but we play at our best when we're ahead.
Yeah.
And I think when we make those picks, it really just puts us on another level. So I mean, our team, everybody did a great job. Chris, Brennan, Tim,
Yeah,
like it was a really clean couple of games.
I agree with that
And
take that
Juan,
when you all get
obviously
ahead,
Juan as well.
yeah, when you all get ahead, you absolutely choke people out. I was experienced that firsthand when y'all crushed us in the regular season. You guys took advantage from like a level 3 gank and never let go. But back to this game, Worm. I'm not sure if you had any additional thoughts.
Man, I love our team. I think we figured it out, this week, and hopefully we could keep it up. I know Deep Dive's next. I'm excited, honestly. I feel like all of us are pretty hyped, and it should be like one of the biggest matchups. But yeah,
They
we
are
want to win,
mortal.
man. Just go for it and fucking win.
They are mortal in facing you guys, but
Yeah, we'll be fine. I think it's gonna be a good few games. We'll see. But yeah, it was a great week. I think we prepped well, and yeah, our team's coming up clutch in the end. So we're gonna keep it up.
being clutch in the lower bracket is quite important.
Yeah,
Sure,
very important indeed. Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is a meme question or if this is somebody new, but some Digital Solace asked Ender, "What is your league philosophy?" I'm not entirely sure. That's a serious question, meme question, but
Well, that's Juan.
the yours. Oh,
League philosophy. So the big damn lifestyle is pretty important. My coach Adrian would want me to say that. I think honestly, just self-reflecting, like trying to improve, looking at like the ways to get better. I think that can be kind of tough, and I've been playing this game a long time, so I'm always trying to find ways to get better. And I think it's really fun, especially playing with like 5 people. I really enjoy Bubble Tea League, obviously.
I'm with you on that front. That the competitive nature, as I've gotten older, God, closing in on 30, don't have many competitive outlets. So yeah,
It's
BTL,
exciting,
given
yeah.
that-
I'm also
given that-
closing on 30, so I understand.
Yeah, the anxiety and the anxiety is a bit harsh, but the butterflies you get before a BTL series definitely
Oh, yeah.
definitely hit. It reminds me of high school cross country, but
My dad
Yeah.
always used to say if it's not something to get nervous about, it's not worth doing. So I feel like it's just once you start actually playing, it just turns into excitement, and
once you land that first route,
it's clean. Yeah, it feels like a good
feeling.
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that is it from chat questions. I don't think there are any big dammers in chat. So yeah, it's
They're
the
out
meme is
there.
ticking.
They're out there. The big dammers are out there. I'll say that.
Please ask him about. We just talked about the big dam. No jump. We just talked about it. It's his philosophy. It's what his coach tells
It's
him.
important.
We,
I don't mind bringing up big dam a second time. I'm not gonna lie.
we do have a question from Wired, and they would like to know about Ash and Zara kissing. They were wondering earlier in chat if Ash and Zara do any kissing between backtimers.
Ooh, well, I guess I don't know for sure. I don't really know the lore very well, but yeah, I'm queer myself. I feel like everybody's having some fun before the games and stuff. So who knows? Maybe.
My thought was Zyra having all of her seeds in her plants. You don't want to get your seeds covered in frost or they won't grow. So
good point,
it's
yeah.
a unrequited or like a love that can't blossom, because if they
Yeah,
get
they're
too
torn
close,
apart.
the seeds die. So they're staring at each other longingly while they back, wishing they could, but it's just they can't get close.
Well, that is a poetic thought. Yes, I agree. I agree with that reasoning.
Maybe we can get the fanfic published for next week.
Yeah, this is the next. What would happen if Ezreal kissed Shyvana's leg?
Yeah.
This is the next meme. We're on to it.
We'll start a creative writing tournament for Bubble Tea League.
Ooh, that is a good. We should bring this up to Brian. Screw the tolerant tournaments. We do creative League of Legends fanfic writing. But
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I think that is it for us. Unless Warren,
right.
you've got anything else to follow up with.
No, that's all. Just a big congratulations again, EXO,
of course, thank you
for the victory.
Yeah, thanks for spectating. And
I guess the last one is any call outs going into your game against DD.
Man, I believe every single week, no matter what, we're gonna win. So I think they're a great team. We'll prepare like we prepare for every other game, and I don't know. I believe we'll win.
You get
Our
a
team
2-0
is
on
really
make 'em-
great, and I think we're clicking at the right time.
2-0 will make them unwinning in playoffs after an undefeated season. That would be,
It'd be nice. It'd be a good feeling.
ironic.
I wouldn't be
and
surprised if it
poetically.
goes to game 3. I'm not gonna lie. I'll give him that. But
Okay. He's
think we'll get it.
tempering it. That's probably
we'll get it.
good. But with the performances y'all have had, 4-0, I think thus far in playoffs, you guys are looking strong going in, and they're on the
We
back.
lost
foot
our
after
first one. I
dropping-
will say. I
Oh.
won't let the 4-0 go. We did lose our first one, but
Oh, true. You did.
honestly, I think that was a learning experience. I think we had like big questions after that game, couple games of just like, what are we going for? Like, what do we want to accomplish? And I think this week it really showed us figuring out like a solid strategy and executing it well.
So, with that note, congrats on the win. Take this
Thank you.
momentum, run into next week, and DD headstrong. And with that stream, thank you all for watching and dealing with my casting. And thank you, Worm, for being here with me to cast along and listen to my rambling and my horrible Zyra Ash fanfic. And with that, peace out, BTL, and we will see you all here, I believe, tomorrow night for our next match, which is Red Bullies versus the Good Boys tomorrow night, 8 p.m. PST. See you all there.
All right. Have a good night, y'all.
See you, everybody.
Peace.